How you doing?
All right, Michael, how's it going, my friend? You all right?
Yeah, very good. And you?
Yeah,
All good, yeah, all good.
We're hot up here in Scotland.
Sorry?
It says we're a bit hot up here in Scotland. We're not used to this
Yeah.
sunshine.
I noticed that you, it said yesterday you were going to have 29. That's way hotter than us.
That's too hot.
Yeah, we're sitting at 23 right now, but 29 is on its way. I don't think we're going to handle it, to be honest. I'm hiding indoors.
I'm expecting to see a nice tan on both of you boys come Monday.
No, I'll be sunburned.
Come on, Michael. I thought this was a tan. Come on, I've been working on this tan all day. I was trying to get tanned up for you coming on. I'm disappointed.
Yeah, no, actually, you have got a bit of colour going on there. I'll give you that, definitely.
He's backtracking, John.
Because obviously you've been very busy over the last 30 years by the sound of it.
Yeah, I must admit, yeah. I've been lucky. I mean, you know, it's had its quiet moments, I think. When I say quiet, I suppose probably about 5 years ago, 6-7 years ago. It was a bit strange time for a lot of people, including myself, without doubt. But now, yeah, it's great. I think we're in a good place music-wise again. I think it's really good.
Yeah, I think things have changed a little bit, haven't they, Michael? It's a little bit, the sound and the styles changed a little bit on dance music, back to the more disco kind of bass stuff again, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Seems to be a real revival for that sound again.
Yeah. I think, and it's probably good timing as well, especially at this time where we need a lot more uplifting tunes. Yeah. We don't need dance. We don't need dark stuff.
Yeah, that's a good saying there as well. Was a bit of a strange time, maybe 5 to 7 years ago. How do you mean? In what sense do you think it was kind of strange?
I think EDM just completely took over, and it just felt as that's all. It felt as if that's all that media wanted to hear, or the dance community at large. That's how it felt. And you know, when I was sending in records to record labels, I was always finding it was either it's not banging enough for some labels, and at the same time it wasn't sort of, I don't know, mellow enough for other. There was no middle ground. There was no one making records that could sort of kind of have a nice deep verse and then go into an uplifting chorus. But now everybody's, and record labels are like, yeah, we want this stuff, which is great. Awesome. And it's not down to, it's not an age group thing. It's very easy to think, oh yeah, you know, older people want these old tunes, so they remind me. It's not like that, because it's not just that. A lot of younger people really enjoying the whole disco thing again, which is sorry, for the first time. For us, it's the second time. Third, in my case, but for them, it's the first time, and that's what it's all about. It's a new generation. There's some gigs I've done where the age group has been 19, 20, 21.
Yeah.
I'm like, how the hell do you know these records?
Yeah, it's true.
Spotify.
That's
and they're not the obvious ones. We're not talking about Sister Sledge. We're stuff that really, how do you know those records? Okay. You know, and they're some of them are quite a grungy crowd. These are not, I don't know, I'm pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, there's definitely, I notice a big shift in the scene now. I think that maybe because of the whole EDM, it's kind of hit a peak, and that people are taking things back to the basics, and they're looking for that kind of original sound of where it all began. And maybe it hit a bit of a peak, and people have gone back underground in a way.
Oh yeah,
the roots.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, how's it been for you in Scotland? Has it been
same again? Yeah, there's definitely the revival here. The Glitterbox had planned their event to be up here. It was just into the current crisis, basically. So obviously that kind of went by the wayside a little bit. But yeah, it's the same up here. We've been doing a lot of interviews with DJs around the world through like we're doing with yourself, and guys in Mexico and LA, and it's all over. It really is that feeling, that disco feeling has come back. We thought maybe just UK based, maybe like a bit of Europe and that, but it really is worldwide.
Like you're saying as well, it's definitely got that kind of young crowd involved around it as well. Like a lot of the young students and stuff, like 18, 19, 20 are absolutely loving that disco sound as well. They're just getting right in about it. So it's good to see happening as well.
Yeah, I think it's great. I mean, you know, girls, whatever age, want to get dressed up and look really glam and go to a club where they can be feel decadent, and the guys as well. You know, I think it's changed. I think it's changed. I mean, obviously, there's still there's clubs for everything, every style of music, and that's not going to change because house music is so huge.
Yeah.
But for this particular genre, I think it's, you know, having a resurgence like ever before. It's been fantastic. I'm enjoying it more now than I did 20 years ago.
Oh, really?
Well, that's saying something.
Yeah, absolutely, definitely.
It was obviously a massive hit the weekend when it first came out. What made you want to go back and remix it, and what was your thinking behind it? Did this take on it then?
Well, it's hit last year. It hit its 15th year anniversary, and we kind of thought that feels about time. And the record label also wanted to do something with it. I then got in touch with MousseT and asked if he would like to remix it, and he said yeah, he'd love to. I did the same with Steppa Mat.Joe. I love all these guys in the music, and we wanted a slightly different take on the record, and we knew we'd get it from them. And there's loads of other DJs I could have asked. I know that, and they would do a great job, but these guys, I kind of figured they would be the right people to do it. And then at the same time, I was chatting to an old friend, Stephen Hussey, who he is a string arranger, a really good string arranger. He used to do a lot of our old Full Intention strings. If you listen to all those records in the 90s, they were all live strings. Right. He also was responsible for the strings on Soul to Soul, Keep on Moving, and all those. That's all him. So I was chatting to him, and as I was chatting to him, I suddenly thought, I wonder what it'd be like if I just gave him just the chords, the vocals, and the bass line to The Weekend, and let him do what he wants. And when he sent it back, I was like, couldn't believe it. Driving along, heard it come through on the email. It's like, oh my God, this is it. So I thought, right, okay, that's my mix. I'm remixing it as well, but I hadn't planned to remix it.
All right, that inspired you then?
Yeah, well, yeah, just suddenly thought, yeah. And of course, when I heard what he did at the chorus with the strings, gave it a completely different take. Thought that's the one. And with this whole orchestral thing as well, because he's actually an arranger. He arranges all the Ministry of Sound orchestral gigs, you know, where they do all the covers.
Oh, yeah, I've seen those. They're great.
Yeah. So I'm hoping he's going to include that on that as well.
If he doesn't, he'll be nuts.
Well, yeah, I think he'll do it.
Go on, do the right thing. Include it.
Yeah,
he's watching this. If he watches this back.
So it's great. Again, you know, doing live strings, it costs. It still costs money, but nothing like it used to in the 90s. It would cost us about £3,000 for the studio, the string players, the MU fees, the arranging fees. And now it's a bit cheaper, thank God. And I've just literally finished putting how it was made, how it's put together video, which is going to go out on Traxsource on Friday on Traxsource Instagram. Okay. So we've got and a lot of it had to be done in lockdown. So you'll see the horn players play the riffs, Stephen and the strings, string players.
That's going out next Friday, is it, Michael?
Yeah, Friday. Yeah,
awesome.
That's when it's released, June the 5th. And then the remixes from MousseT, Steppa Mat.Joe, they will come out 2 weeks later. I didn't want everybody competing, or we didn't want everybody competing for Traxsource place.
Give everyone a fair chance.
That's the plan anyway. It's not easy, but that's the plan, yeah.
Awesome.
Well, a lot of excited people out there, I think, waiting for it, because funnily enough, just before we came on to chat, we had Radio 2 on, and it was on. The original was getting played on the
Oh,
on Radio
fantastic. Yeah, Radio 2.
That was an omen, so it goes to show that it's just the weekend track, isn't it? It's that anthem that just gets people going, isn't it?
Yeah, I think I've just been lucky with it, really. I got Pete Tong played the exclusive last night on his show, the new version. So I was really excited by that. I even had to dance to my own record. I was forced by my other half. It is a nice moment, you know. Someone like Pete Tong, who he championed the first one, so he do it again is a good feeling. Yeah. So big up
on the process with the first one as well. Was that a track that you had kind of sitting there that hadn't been worked on for a while, and you came back to it again, and it kind of evolved into The Weekend? Was that one that had been sitting there for a while?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I just put the chords down, and I had a vocal idea that I got from another record, and I brought in Shenna, who I used I've used quite a lot. She's a brilliant vocalist, and also another guy called Xavier, who's sung on some of our old Full Intention records, and he's done a few other bits. He's great, and we recorded it, and then I then tried to put all the music together and the beats and everything, and it was all right.
Yep.
But I just thought it's not good enough. You know, when you got something, you think this chorus needs to have. I need to do it justice. And then I went off and recorded this band that I wanted to do. That was just something in my head. I wanted to take a break from the Full Intention stuff and just do record a band and some bits and pieces. And this band called Portobello sold the whole thing and the album to Island Records. And then once I'd finished that, I thought, right, I'm going to get back to some house music. And it completely rejuvenated me. And and then suddenly all the ideas just came. And the whole thing came together in about a day.
Brilliant.
Awesome.
Because I think I read somewhere that it was the Voyager you used for it, wasn't it? And you done a moment of madness. You sold this in.
Yes. Yeah. I wish I had that now.
Did you never get it back?
Probably not. No. It was signed by Bob Moog as well. Or Moog, we should say. He signed it at the side. I remember going up to have the demonstration of it and everything like that. But but in all honesty, I'm using so many soft synths that do such an amazing job.
Yeah, would like to put a plea out to the man that has the Michael's Moog. Could you please return it? Do the right thing.
Down the side, it will say Moog intention.
Yeah,
Moog intention.
You want it back? Do it. Be the bigger man.
Yeah. Do it.
Yeah. Whatever the cost.
Yeah, I shouldn't have got rid of it, but there you go.
What about the current music scene, maybe up and comers? Is there anyone that's standing out to you that you think, God, they're on it, they've got it?
Well, they're not an up and comer, but I love Purple Disco Machine. I love what he's doing, Simon Marlin, Shapeshifters. I love what he's doing. I like the fact that he's writing, which is what is the future.
Yep.
Writing original dance records. And that's what it's all about. It's very easy to just sample a big chunk of a disco record, loop it up, say that's my new tune.
Yeah.
But what Simon's doing is go back to basics, which again is what I'm doing as well. I think he's doing it better than me at the moment, but there you go. And obviously Joey Negro, Horse Meat Disco.
Yeah, guys like that.
There's loads. I'm going to forget someone in a minute, but
up and comers is a harsh term, I guess, isn't it? Really, for some guys.
But there's loads of people.
Through.
Sorry, say that again.
People that are breaking through is probably a better term, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh God, there's loads. I like people like Natasha Kitty Cat, what she's doing. I love. There's a lot of new female DJs that are coming through with a real disco vibe and really good DJs, and you see them on the Glitterbox gigs and stuff like that. And I love all that. That's new, and they're young, and there's just a lot of passion, energy, because the whole disco thing is not about, someone my age go woo. It's 19, 20-year-olds who are just loving this first time round.
It's funny that you should say that, because Joey Negro, I've seen a post on his Facebook maybe a couple of weeks ago, and he was commenting, as great as doing the edits and doing the remixing, as much as he loves to do it, he says to continue this momentum of how things are moving, he's saying try and focus on original stuff as well. So that's why me and John were trying to do a lot with Only Good Vibes, to include new producers and try and scoop them up while this driving kind of mentality, or this drive is there for it, and try and help them learn how to get involved in it,
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, for me, I'm always happy to help anyone. If someone texts me or I try and answer the question, if someone says, what synth did you use for that? I'll tell them. Mm-hmm. But I know a lot of DJs won't actually give that information. I've asked people before, people I know really well, and I'm thinking, you could tell me that. What am I going to do with it? Am I really going to nick that sound and make a carbon copy of it? It's what's up here.
Yep.
I
think it works better for everyone. Networking works better for everyone when you all basically work together and share that, and involve everyone and help nurture the new talent. Because without that coming through, it's just a phase, isn't it? It's trying to bring that through.
Exactly. You all work together, and what Joey Negro's saying is exactly right, and that's what I've been saying. It is, people have got to stop just looping a record and then put it straight out on Traxsource, and they've got to think the next part on.
Yep.
Otherwise, people will get bored.
You're doing a lot of live sets as well. Have you been getting the live sets out there?
Well, the funny thing is, I went to do a live set about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and it went slightly wrong. I had it all set up. It took me ages. I got my sound card sorted out and got this, because obviously I couldn't do it in my studio, and I set up another room in the house to do it. And then it all just went very wrong when I went live. And I did the test for 15 minutes, and it was all juddering. All the sound was going like it was... For 15 minutes, I had to give up. Then I tried redoing it, and so many people were giving their opinion of why it might have gone wrong. Yeah, and you're trying to work out, what is it? Is it my internet?
We'll blame Facebook.
Yeah, blame Facebook. But I think I've sussed out what it was. My sound card was automatically changing from 44.1 to 48. And it was just like and I think that's what was the problem, but we didn't know. I've got rid of it, and the shop has given me another one. Low Step has recommended a different one. I've plugged that in, and that worked straight away. So I thought, okay, I'm using that, because he's doing some really good streams at the moment. So
when it has went to plan, then Michael, you getting your tracks played okay on Facebook, or is Facebook doing that annoying muting?
Well, I haven't. Since that time, about 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago when it went wrong, I didn't. And then I was asked if I would do a Glitterbox one, a live stream. And that was, and I thought, right, I'm just going to concentrate on that one for the moment. But I plan to this week start back doing them. Now I've got all my house in order. Is that the word? But the trouble is, I'm just afraid to do it on Facebook, because it picks up on a track that, is registered with Warner's or something like that, and bang, you switched off. So I'm thinking of doing it on, probably Twitch.
Okay.
Twitch, yeah.
Okay, cool.
That's what I'm thinking, but you just need to get everybody over to that.
I know, that's the thing, isn't it? Because everybody's on Facebook, so it's trying to get them over to the other platform. Yeah. But I think a lot of people are kind of making that move on to Mixcloud now, like to see the DJ mixes and stuff. I think that's
I really like Mixcloud. I use it to put my mixes up there in my soul show, and I really like it. And I was thinking maybe I might do that as well, or if I could do both at the same time. So that, I just got to bite the bullet and get on with it and do it. There's always something to do. But I thought, no, because the thing is, it's like I was saying the other day, like all of you guys, it's in your DNA to want to go and entertain people on, to play records they might like. And when you can't do it, after a while, it does get a bit frustrating. I just want to play some tunes. I think we've all got that, as we've probably found out from Facebook. Every DJ seems to be doing a stream.
Definitely.
But what about is it the My Soul radio show then, Michael? Are you on there? You're on there tonight. Did you say 9 o'clock tonight, is it?
Yeah. I absolutely love it. I mean, I've sort of stopped myself from doing radio. I've been asked in the past, and then I was asked if I would come and would I like to be on I was asked to do Centerfall, so then I was asked to do My House.
Right.
And I chose My House. And then I went from My House to My Soul, as well as My House. So tonight the show goes out on both stations exactly the same time.
All right.
A lot of name checking there. My House, My Soul. But yeah, I absolutely love it. It's only once a month, but it's something I really look forward to doing.
Yeah. A good eclectic style of tracks then, yeah, a good selection of styles.
Yeah, it's mainly disco and house, but I try and play anything that I've just finished in the studio. So it's all exclusive. Well, as much as I can get is exclusive.
Yep.
And I'll have, friends like Dr. Packer giving me exclusive stuff. And, we've got Mighty Mouse I've got Mighty Mouse as the guest mixer tonight as well. So it's really great to have all these brilliant DJs come and join me.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. I can't wait. I'm kind of thinking, come on, 9 o'clock, hurry up.
John, are you holding this man up? Come on.
I know.
Precious, come on.
You've been making music for about 30 years now, Michael?
Yeah, it's got to be that, isn't it? I can't believe it.
How did you get started? Like, going back to the start then, what was it that kind of got you into like the music producing then and getting the sounds out there?
Yeah, I mean, the DJing I started when I was 12. I used to do an under-16s disco at the local church hall. We had 120 kids once a month, sold the tickets at the end for that. And I just loved doing it. My dad, well, I was lucky he organised a lot of it and built up the equipment. And then when I got to 16, I started doing pubs. And then when I was 18, I started working in London at clubs. Then I was working in Nottingham, a club in Nottingham called Easy Street, and that was when I was 18. And then the moment I started working at a club, I really got the thing after seeing Les Adams, someone I used to really look up to, still do, and I was watching what he was doing, mixing and stuff like that, and making mixes for a company called DMC, and that was it. Once I saw that and I started doing it myself, that was it. I just wanted to be in the studio. And so I suppose from about the age of 18, 19, I was like a hermit. My friends would call and say, you come out? And I will in a minute. But I was just so determined to try and learn the craft of how to mix records together, and do what we called back then called a mega mix, where loads of records and all that sort of stuff. And then, into remixing. And then it kind of moved on from then. And then I met John, my Full Intention partner. The late 80s in the club. He was the light jockey. And he was really good on keyboards. I said, would you like to come and help me with some of my remixes? Because my keyboard skills were not very good back then. And so he came in and did that. And that's how we started our first pseudonym called Greed, then Hustlers Convention, then Full Intention.
Ah, right. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Are you guys still working together? I know you've got this remix that you want to tell us about. Have you guys still in contact making music together then? Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we don't need to work in the same studio anymore because technology allows us to just work, and we get a lot more done.
Yeah.
So it kind of works really well. But yeah, absolutely. So it's kind of juggling between our Full Intention stuff and then doing my solo stuff as well.
Yeah.
And the odd collab I might do with Mark Knight or Dr. Packer or something.
You're a busy guy.
Kind of crazy at the moment.
Yeah. During this time in the lockdown, have you managed to get a lot of tracks done? Has there been a lot of work done in the studio?
Loads. Absolutely loads, yeah. Well, I say loads. It's made me focused a lot more because you think, well, there's no set to think about on Saturday night or Friday night. What am I going to play Friday night, Saturday night? If I was normally DJing. So I just crack on and carry on with producing. I mean, I love both, but producing I really love because I can still sit here and think, what's this going to sound like on the dance floor? Will this drop? Will this drop work? Will this, I still, absolutely love it. But I am missing DJing, that's for sure.
You're saying you're using a lot of soft synths now as well, yeah?
Yeah, the soft synths I tend to use, the go-to is the Moog and the Prophet. The Prophet 5 I use a lot.
Right, okay.
They just have all the sounds I like. There's loads of others, obviously. A lot of string sort of plugins as well, cine strings and a few things like that. Bass guitar ones on the Omnisphere, that's really, really good. But yeah, I do use them a lot. And I've got this amazing, I don't know if I can show you this, hang on a second. This new controller, John bought one as well. And I said, I've got to have one. I don't know if you can see that.
Oh, yeah.
See someone, okay. Is that the Arturia?
Yeah. And you can control, it will actually, I don't know if it's going to show, it really lights up. It's very funky, but it's not lighting out. Isn't that typical? It's not lighting out anyway. So yeah, and that really controls the soft synths in a brilliant way. You've got complete control, like you would if it was a normal hardware synth.
And what do you think, like the sound difference as well? There's always that kind of debate, like analog versus digital. Do you think it's really that much anymore? Or
no, I don't think so. I mean, I always try and get a warm sound anyway. The sounds I tend to choose I try and go for something that's a more warmer sound. It's just in my nature. So when people say, oh, your tracks, you get them really warm, but I just think it's the sounds I choose.
Okay.
So if I look back to analog mixes that I've done in the 90s, Full Intention stuff with John or whatever, they sound great, but nothing compared to how the records sound now. They just jump out at you now. There's just so much more energy. So I don't think I'd want to go back. I do miss the analog desk. And it always looks impressive when people come in your studio and go, wow, it always makes me laugh on television when they show a producer, he's always got loads of long hair, isn't he? He's really gobby, and he's got this huge mixing desk, but he's only using probably about 2 channels. He's got a laptop going in the side. It's a stereotype.
He just uses it to impress the girls.
Exactly. No, if you could get a hybrid of that, they are around. That would be fantastic. But
so what's the plans then for the first half of this year's been a bit of a write-off in some ways, maybe not in others. But what are you thinking for the rest of the year then? What's the plans? Just more releasing, more production based than performance?
Yeah, because I actually, for me, you know, just because people can't go out and club doesn't mean to say they're not going to buy the records. I think there's more people at home actually now spending money on records or streaming records you know, on Spotify and that, and it's noticeable. So if you're making vocal records, you're fine, because I think they work better at home, you know. So to me, I just carry on making vocal records as well as the dubs. But I've got a new single that's going to be, well, hopefully we're going to drop it about August. It's called The Sun. So let's hope the sun stays out, even in Scotland where you are as well, you know, 29 degrees.
Wouldn't hold our breath.
Yeah, I'm quite excited by that. So hopefully that'll, and then I've got, I've just started another remix with Mark Knight. And we're remixing a Louis Vega track.
Nice.
Called Get on the Funk Train.
Okay.
And
I like the tunes of that already.
Yeah, it's pretty groovy. So, and that's for Nervous Records. So we did the Paradise record for Jasper Street, and they've asked us to do this again, which is good. And we're also going to be remixing Ingram, DJ's Delight. I don't know if anybody remembers that one.
What's a class? Is that the old rave sound stuff, is it?
No, we're going back to about 80, I think it's about 1982, something like that.
All right.
DJ's Delight. It's a good tune, but it's not an obvious one.
Right, nice one.
It's not a house tune or anything like that. And then I've just remixed this girl called Lou Casablanca, which I'll play on my show tonight.
Yep.
Ian Ossia, he has remixed my Take Me Back track as well. He's done a brilliant job, and so's 84-bit. They've done so. That's going to come out probably in July as well. There's never a dull moment. Not here.
See, it sounds like you've been a busy man. There's a lot happening.
Yeah. No, I can't complain. It's good. Oh, and I've remixed this track. Let's Get Horny. Great title for by High Voltage, which is
it's a winner.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's going to come out on Joey Negros Z Records.
Brilliant.
So it's going to go on one of his compilations. So I'm quite excited by that. Yeah. So I'm trying to think. There's more, but I can't think of it all.
So what would you say your biggest influences are, like when it comes to music and like the way you want to make a track?
The funny thing, my influences, I would say, we're going to go way back here, but he's called FK now, but Francois Kevorkian. I still do. The sound, the way he mixed records like D-Train and all the Prelude, a lot of the Prelude catalogue was just, to me, was brilliant. You know, all the echoes and the echo, the effects and the way it was done sonically, it was big. And it's still, you know, he's made those records really big. And I still go back to those and reference them. Some of the effects and the way he's done it. And people like himself. I'm just trying to think who else. Les Adams, as I said before, he used to be known as LA Mix. DJ wise, David Morales. People like that. The records they play and stuff like that. CNC Music Factory from the 90s. Yeah, I thought their sound was just so tough, but tough in a good way, groovy and tough. They had that right balance of very melodic, but at the same time, especially back then, it had the punch in there.
What would you have any advice for people trying to break into because it's such a social media heavy scene now, isn't it? So different from probably where you came from. Have you got any advice, or maybe you might not have?
Well, to be quite honest, I think I struggled because to me, let's say 5 years ago, I just thought, I just want to make records. I don't want to keep tweeting how great this new kick drum is I'm using.
Yeah.
I don't want to do it. You know, I just want to make records that hopefully people will buy.
Yep.
And but now I realise you've actually got to do it, because there's people who've got massive social media presence. They've only probably made about one record a year, but so you think, hang on a second, I have to take time out every morning to go through everything, and that's what I've started to do over the last 2 or 3 years, and it started, or 2 years, and it's starting to pay off.
That like making a difference, then, like having that kind of social media connection, is that helping?
Yeah, it is, but it does help for me, for example, things like where you're trying to push through. Then where I got, let's say 2 weeks ago, I felt as though I had a massive leg up when I did the Glitterbox Virtual session, and all of a sudden another audience opened up to me, who probably, you know, and I saw a difference, and it was great. And people said, "Oh, I didn't know you were doing this," or just and a younger crowd, which is fantastic. So it does help if you get onto those sort of platforms, or just get that leg up here and there. And
Glitterbox are absolutely massive right now as well. They're doing such a good job with the whole disco scene right now. So it's an incredible movement they've got going on. How did you get involved with working with Glitterbox as well?
Well, Glitterbox, obviously, I've known Simon Dunmore for years anyway, but that doesn't make me eligible to get onto a Glitterbox set. You know, Simon, if what you're making he likes, then he will consider it. It's like that. Which I totally understand. We were remixing as Full Intention a few remixes for Glitterbox, and so that's as far as we've gone. We've done a couple of gigs for Glitterbox, which is good. I also played on my own for Glitterbox Ministry last December, I think it was. Absolutely love it, and what Simon and his team and Wes have done has been phenomenal. I mean, that's definitely been the best thing for us. All of a sudden, this audience is all together who are hungry for this style of music. You know, they don't want to hear dark beats. They want to hear melodic stuff that, you know, that grooves and maybe have a song in it.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's the great thing. So it's been a massive change. I mean, I know there's loads of other people doing it. I really love what Downtown Disco have done, and that's been really good for me too as well. Just really good disco nights. No cheese, just good disco nights. Yeah,
good vibes.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, it's a pleasure to have you involved.
Up-and-coming producers as well, Michael, like somebody that's maybe just kind of getting started at producing. What kind of advice would you give to somebody that's maybe just kind of dipping their toe in and just getting...
Yeah, I think really believe in yourself. And I think even if you start creating this sound that you really like, and that's in your heart, you need to keep with it. Don't look at oh God, the number one in Beatport or number one in Traxsource that's records like this, I better make a record like that. Just concentrate with your sound, create, you know, and it will take a year or maybe 2 years, or you could get lucky, but knowing your formula is the best thing. And you have to put in the hours. It's not a case of just popping in the studio once a week. For me, it's 5 days a week. And when I started, it was still 5 days a week. It's a huge, huge passion. And you have to invest. I mean, especially now with this whole disco thing, you know, it'll cost me about £1,000 to, you know, for a string section or what have you. But that's an investment. You have to hope. I did it on Brother Brother and my track, The One. I paid a lot of money. It cost me about £2,000 to do. And
totally worth it. Totally worth it.
Hopefully it's worth it, yeah. But I had thought, well, I've got to believe in myself because I don't know if this is going to work. It could sound horrible, but you have to.
Yeah, don't doubt yourself and get led.
Not everybody's got that sort of money, but even it's a massive gamble. But however, you don't need to do that. There's so many good plugins and disco sounds and what have you. But try and keep it original way if you can. Even if you take a disco loop, this is for producers, you take a disco loop that's, let's say, 1 bar, but it's really funky and good, recreate it. You know, copy where all the notes are and the bass line, but change the sounds. And before you know it, you've got a brand new groove and a brand new track. Get it to a singer, see if she can, a singer-writer, see if they can do something. You've got an original track. You know,
great advice.
Keep sampling Sister Sledge, or you don't need to do that. They're brilliant records, but you know.
No, we'll not keep you too much longer, Michael. It's been a pleasure to have you involved and have a chat with us, and I hope it's a pleasure for you because John's taking the time to put on pants for this interview as well. Usually, John.
Thank you, John.
Welcome. Even shaved my head for this as well.
I know he cleaned himself up nice. He never does that for me, Michael. He's only done it for you because we've got a celebrity.
I am honoured. I am honoured.
Just before we wrap things up, Michael, just a quick plug for yourself where people can find out more about your music and what you're up to over the next few months. Where can people go then?
Yeah, if you go to Instagram, and it's Michael Gray UK, and on Facebook it's Michael Gray Official. That's probably the easiest.
Yeah, the best to find out. Yep,
and come and join me on my house and my soul tonight if you can. And if you can't, then it'll be on my Mixcloud page, which is Michael Gray Official.
Yep.
Tomorrow. That's tonight's show. So,
brilliant. That's great. Thanks a lot for taking time to join us. We'll catch up with you soon again, Michael. All right.
Oh, lovely. Great to speak to you guys. I enjoyed it.
Thanks, Michael.
Keep up the great work.
Cheers. See you.